Hey y'all, Leela with mskisskreations. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Today's video I'm going to show you how I created these snow globe tumblers. I figured I'd start the new year with a very easy tumbler because I know a lot of people, they want to start to craft or getting to making tumblers or cups, and they get a lot of goodies for Christmas, or they get a lot of gift cards that they want to use for their goodies. So this is a very basic beginner's snow globe tumbler tutorial. I'm going to explain everything of what a snow globe tumbler is, what you need, all the materials, and the cost of materials. You do not need any epoxy for this tumbler, and these tumblers take about 20 to 30 minutes max to make. They're super easy and you can always resell them. Just go to Etsy or any other online store and see how much people are buying these things for, and you can customize them. They're just super cute. Like always, all of my materials will be listed in my description below, including some direct links and coupon codes. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. So for these cups, I am using a glass snow globe. These are from Hog Outfitters. I purchased them from the Stainless Steel Depot company. They're 16-ounce sublimatable glitter globe glass can tumbler. That's a lot, but that's what they are. I will have them linked in my description. Right now, the Stainless Steel Depot, they have these on sale for $3.25 each. So these 16-ounce glass tumblers are less than $5 each. That's why I used them, and I wanted to show y'all the very cheapest tumbler that I can find that was still a good brand. Again, these are glass, but they also have acrylic or plastic snow globe tumblers, and they are the same exact thing except for one's glass and one's plastic or acrylic. So what's a snow globe tumbler? You have the cup itself, which are these two cups. You have the lid. You have a little stopper, and I'll show y'all how to use that, and then it comes with a straw. So these are doubled wall. So just like a snow globe, how you have the cup itself, and then you have the spacing between the wall, I should say, or the outer part of the cup, and that's where we're going to fill our liquid and our glitter. All right, so then you place the glitter inside of those two holes, and then you use these little plastic pieces to seal that so the glitter and the liquid doesn't come out of the cup and it's not leaking, and I'll show you how to seal that at the end as well. Like I said, the snow globe tumblers comes in all different shapes and sizes. What makes it a snow globe is that double wall, so you can fill that cup up with your liquid and glitter. So let's talk liquid. I know there are probably 10 to 20 types of liquids that people fill their snow globes with. This is what I found best. I am using distilled water. Any brand, anywhere you purchase your distilled water is okay. And I'm using vegetable glycerin. Okay, so I don't know if you can use the regular glycerin, but I've just found the vegetable glycerin works, so that's what I'm going to continue to purchase. The vegetable glycerin and this water are found on Amazon. I did purchase a gallon. The gallon of the glycerin was $25. The water was like $1.50. And then I found these very easy squeezable containers off of Amazon. I found 2 of them for $5. And all you do is you fill the glycerin and water up, and then, or into the container, and then you just squeeze it out. So I do half and half. So this is 250. I divided that by 2. So that's 125. I marked that with a black permanent marker. And so I fill half of it with the glycerin and half of it with the distilled water. The reason why I use distilled water is because if you use tap water or your water from your faucet, sometimes the water will turn yellow and it might make your tumblers look kind of icky. So distilled water is always the safest bet to get. I know you can find distilled water at your local store for like $1 or even 80 cents. I think you can find these bottles on Amazon that are a little bigger, but these are the only ones that I found with a quick search. But if you are doing these in bulk, then you probably can find them in bigger ounces. All I do is I add the water first. I don't know why. I just grab the water first. I fill it up to the black permanent marker line, and then I add the glycerin. If you need to have a funnel, you can always use that, but I like to live on the edge and spill it everywhere. So we'll clean that up. And then I add the glycerin into the bottle and then place the cap on. This little bottle thing, it has a hole at the end. So once you place the cap on, you're going to shake the bottle very well for at least 30 seconds. Make sure you place your finger or a napkin over that hole, or that bottle is going to spray everywhere. And this bottle the liquid comes out of this bottle whenever you squeeze it. So whenever you're shaking it, don't squeeze the bottle or the liquid's going to come out of the top. So I'm speaking from experience. So make sure you shake that very well, and then I'll show you all the decals that I'm going to add to these cups. These decals are 16-ounce wraps from Swery Kim. They are UV direct-to-film decals. Do not ask me the science behind these decals. I have no idea. All I know is that they're pre-made, they're pre-printed, and they are so easy to place on tumblers, and they're obviously adorable. These wraps, they start at $3.25 each. And then these are the glitters I'm going to pair with the decals. These glitters you can find on Glitter Heart Co. They start at $3.75 an ounce. And then if you want the bottles, that's when they go up to like $5, $6, $7 a bottle. So I'm just showing you the colors that I'll have. I'll have all this listed in my description per cup. The first cup I placed 2 glitters, and the second cup I wanted to place 4 glitters and just make it like a pink explosion. I'm now going to place the glitters into the cup. So what I first do is I place some painter's tape down on my desk with the sticky side up. So I'll do it again for y'all. So I'm placing it on my desk with a sticky side up. Then I'm getting another piece of tape, and then I'm basically sandwiching that tape halfway. So sticky side to have like a lip of a non-sticky side, if that makes sense. All I'm doing is I'm adding that around the cup just to act as like a barrier. So whenever I add the glitter on the cup, it doesn't like go everywhere. But honestly, I've only done this like 1 or 2 times, and I'd prefer to not even add the tape, but I've seen people do this, so I figured I'd just show y'all how to do this. But I don't do this often because I just stick the glitter near the hole and it just goes into the cup. It's glitter, it's gonna be messy. So I'm first going to add those 2 golds into the tumbler or the cup, and it's really hard to explain how to do this because it's not hard. So you just place the glitter near the hole, and then you just pat the cup and the glitter goes into the cup. And I just take my finger and I try to place all the glitter like into the hole and try to make it go down and fill the cup. Now, I know a lot of people say you can never have too much glitter. That is very true, but not in this scenario. You want about 1.5 to max 2 inches of glitter into the cup. So you'll see, I'll show y'all how much glitter I have. If you have like half of this cup filled with glitter, you're not going to have like any liquid go into this cup, and the glitter is not going to move around because it needs enough liquid ratio per glitter so the liquid can move around and swoosh around and snow globy, if that makes sense. So yes, unfortunately, you can have too much glitter for this. So whenever I add more than 2 glitters to the cup, I add small amounts. My small amounts is probably like not small amounts, but I add small amounts of each glitter. And then if I need to add more, then I add more. So you can always add more. I mean, I guess you can take away because there's still a hole in the cup, but it's easier to add more than try to take it away. So that's why you see me, I added 4, and then I realized I can add a little more. So then I added more to the cup. And you can see, I'll show y'all again that it's about 1.5 to max 2 inches of glitter from the bottom of the cup. So you'll see, I don't even think that's 2 inches, but it's in there. So try not to go overboard with the glitter or you will regret it. I wanted to show y'all how much glitter was placed on these tapes. So this is why I don't do this, because I end up making a mess anyways. But if this helps you, then this is why I wanted to show y'all. I've seen people do this, but I think it's easier just place the glitter near the hole and put it in the cup. So then once I'm finished with this, I just wipe away the top. I take a paper towel and I just wipe around the area. I try to clean up my craft space. I'm trying to clean as I go. And then we are going to add that liquid into these cups. So we take our glycerin and distilled water. We place the little nozzle inside of the hole and you squeeze. Again, I really can't explain too much because it's just so easy. It's really fun to see all the glitters like come together and like put your little mixes together, but you really cannot mess up these tumblers. I know I've said that a lot, but whenever I found these snow globe tumblers, I realized like, wow, epoxy tumblers, It's a lot. These are really easy and you can't mess them up, and they're always going to be beautiful. So make sure you fill up the liquid all the way to the top. Now here's the part where I've seen people do things differently. I have no patience. Hi, I'm Leela. I have no patience. And I don't like to wait, but you're placing liquid inside of a cup with glitter. So that liquid needs to be what they call gassed. I don't know who named that or came up with that term, but it's called gassing. Basically, you have to let your cup air out if you want to add more liquid. So I fill up the cups with this much liquid. As you can see, I try to do it as much as I can get it. And then you'll see that there's some bubbles that's coming from underneath the glitter and creating air pockets. So that's it airing out. And those bubbles, as those bubbles are creating, that water is going down more, and it allows you to add more water later. So you'll see here that I'm letting this sit, and the bubbles are slowly coming out of that glitter, and it's peaking up to the top. So that way the water is going down and it's settling basically. So later I can add more liquid. People let these gas off for about 8 hours. I made it 2 hours and I was over it. So then I came back, I added the rest of the water, and I called it a day. My first 2 that I created, I didn't let gas at all, and I was perfectly okay with it. It is preference, I think. If you want it to be filled up to the tippy top, let them gas for 8 hours and then add your water back in there. But if you have no patience like me and you're okay with them not being filled to the tippy top, maybe it's a gift, or maybe you're just, that's how you prefer it, then let them gas for an hour, or don't let them gas at all. So I'm gonna let these sit for 2 hours. That's how long my patience was. And then I'll come back and I'll show y'all how to add more of the liquid in here. So again, here I am 2 hours later. You can tell, I try to show y'all, but you can tell how much of that liquid actually went down and how much air created inside that cup from just 2 hours. So one day, I will let them gas for 8 hours. People might do it even longer, but I don't have patience. I know it's bad, but I just added a little bit more of that liquid until it was filled to the tippy top. And then afterwards I got these little plugs that it came with, and then I placed the plugs onto the hole. Even if the water came out, I wasn't worried about it. I just placed the plugs onto the hole to seal it, and then I took some paper towels and then I dried the area. Once I dried the area, I then took some 91% alcohol, and then I wiped around the area with 91% alcohol. So now we are going to seal these. If you do not seal these, then there's a chance of that liquid leaking out of the cup and ruining the entire cup. To seal these, I'm using UV resin. I found this off Amazon. It will be linked in my description below. I used a 200-gallon resin and it cost me $15.99. I am using a UV flashlight. I think that cost me $7. I usually use this nail light or this UV light, and I place them on underneath the light like this, but I lost the cord, so flashlight it is. It doesn't matter what type of UV light you have, as long as it's a UV light. So UV epoxy is just a one-part epoxy. You place it on your surface, and the UV epoxy cures under UV light or sunlight. So all I do is I place the same amount as the rubber piece of the UV epoxy over that. So you'll see, I'll zoom in here. I place the smallest amount of the UV resin on top of the rubber piece, and then I take a wooden stick and then I spread that epoxy or resin around the area so I can create that seal. I use a very little amount. So I think they actually sell 100 grams of UV resin with this brand, and I'll have that posted. You really need a tiny amount, so you don't have to buy a lot of UV resin for this project. And all I do is I place it around, and then I take my UV light and I let the UV resin sit underneath the light for at least 2 minutes. I know a lot of people, they do a minute, but I'm kind of overkill, so I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I do 2 minutes underneath the light. Now that the snow globe effect is finished, let's add the finishing touches, which is the decal. You always want to apply your decal to a clean surface, so I wipe down my cups with my 91% alcohol, make sure it's nice and clean, and then let them dry for 10 seconds and they dry so quickly. And now I am going to place my decal on my cup. The easiest way to place these is to remove that backing, because I've added these using the hinge method before, which is like keeping the backing on there, placing the tip of the I guess transfer tape on there, and then slowly peeling the backing off. But these are very like thick paper, so it cuts the design. I don't know if I explained that right, but like I said, the easiest way is to remove the backing completely and just add this design on the tumbler. The reason why I added it from the center to the ends is because of that square, and I wanted this to be as straight as possible. I know you could have added it from the tip to make sure like the end of the paper is straight, so it's all straight, but I'm OCD and I needed to make sure that the square was straight. I don't know, it's weird. So as you place that on there, you're going to rub, make sure those stickers are on there nice and snug. This is similar to adding just regular vinyl to a tumbler. So now you just take that plastic piece and you peel that plastic piece off, and all of those printed decals are going to stay on the tumbler. So it's not a big, like, this isn't like printed vinyl where the whole thing is one piece. These are tiny pieces of like print. So think of it, like I said, like just regular vinyl being placed on a tumbler, and then you're just removing that transfer tape and then it stays on the tumbler. I do not recommend you placing these in a dishwasher. I've hand washed mine for the last 2 weeks and the stickers have stuck to that cup and they have not moved. So you see for this one, they were just hearts. So you can just take the tip of that or the end of the paper, place it on the cup, and then just rub down. If you don't rub down on these decals, or if you don't press down hard enough, you're going to take the transfer tape off and then you'll notice those stickers aren't sticking. So make sure you're rubbing very carefully, and when you take that transfer tape off, that you're peeling very slowly. And if you rip really hard, it might peel up some of those stickers. But again, super easy. You cannot mess up these tumblers. They're adorable. And just a reminder, this is just one style snow globe tumblers. I wanted to create the most basic and easiest and still make them cute to show y'all. Just the beginner steps on how to create these cups. So all of the materials that I shown y'all, it's probably between $50 to $75 together, and that's buying extra materials. And these tumblers start off for sale $25 each. And like I said, these cute little bundles are the simple ones. There's so many out there, just Google it. My personal opinion, I think these are the easiest tumblers I've ever made, and they're such a hit right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tumbler and craft videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.